Awareness does nothing. Awareness does nothing in your life. Everybody is hyper aware actually nowadays about all the problems that they have and all the things that they need to work on. But are you really working on those things? This is day 13 of Coach by Source. I'm Ishani, your intuitive self leadership coach, and I'm on a mission to help creative, beautiful, intuitive women realize that there is a life beyond people pleasing, that they can live for themselves, that they can embody their God given unstoppable self and create a life beyond logic, which is magical, beautiful, and so satisfying. So, we are all aware in this world, okay? Social media has made us actually hyper aware of our problems, of the problems that don't even exist, but we have ensured that they exist in our mind, so they also manifest in our reality. Let that sink in. But we are all aware of our problems. I was always aware that I needed to change, but nothing really changed until there was an awakening. So things actually start to change when there is an awakening, okay? And I don't mean that you sit in meditation for hours and hours and hours and then one moment you have this awakening, right? I'm not talking about kundalini awakening or all of that. I'm talking about that moment in your mind body soul when you realize this is it. Enough is enough. I am not going to live my life like this anymore. It can be for anything. It can be for a job, that I am not going to live my life wasting on this job. Or it can be for a relationship, that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Enough is enough. It is draining for me. It is draining for the other person. I don't want this anymore. Awakening is you realizing that you are meant for a different life. And that is when you start to take action towards your better life. And everybody of us deserves that. Every one of us needs to have an awakening moment. And I actually think like we can also, by putting ourselves into places with people who actually help us get in touch with our soul, we can have that awakening moment very, very soon. Even this video can be an awakening moment for so many of us. I had spent my entire life thinking like I'm a burden. I don't deserve to be on this earth. So I had a very depressing episode, actually two of them, and the latest one, which was, I don't know, 5 7 years ago, was intense that I really thought like this is it. I don't want to live anymore. And yet that was actually an awakening moment, because I was aware that this is not how I want to live and I actually don't want to live. Yet, in that moment, I also felt like there's something more. There is something more that is needed from me on this earth. And from there on, my journey to understand myself started. So, you don't need to go to that rock bottom moment when you realize, okay, nothing is working. And I really hope that you allow yourself to find that moment now. Now is the moment, because how long will you keep postponing yourself? How long will you keep denying yourself to experience the kind of life that you want to experience? How long will you keep giving yourself excuses that I will do it next year, I will do it then, I will do it next to next year, I will do it when after 30, after 40, or my time is already passed. I think that's the most bullshit reason that we can give to ourselves, that I'm so old already. I used to feel that when I was 25. I used to feel that when I was 21. I used to also feel that when I was 14. Was I really, like, when I look back at that time, I'm like, I was so young. The only time we have is now. Like, I hope that you can, with all the awareness that you have, that these are the things that you need to change in your life, not because there's something wrong with you, but there is something wrong with the kind of life that you're living. Because you, like all of us on earth, deserve to live a satisfying life, a satisfying life. And that is a very subjective definition, right? So for somebody, a satisfying life could be living in their own house, and for somebody else, it could be living in a mansion with multiple cooks and servants and whatnot. And I am not here to judge. I'm here to always, always convince you that you deserve to live a satisfying life. And also to ask you, who are you waiting for? Whose permission are you waiting for? There is no better time than now. You can decide today. I really want you to decide today that enough is enough. If there is a health problem that you're dealing with, decide today that from today, not tomorrow, from today, from now onwards, I am going to work on this, either by myself, or if I can, ask for help. Ask for help. When you ask for help, you receive help. If you think that nobody understands you, I used to be that person. Nobody understands me. Nobody can even comprehend the kind of problems that I'm dealing with. I used to think that. Please trust me. If you are going through that, there is one person in the world at least that is going through that. So share, share, share with people, share here in the comments, share with somebody, post it on social media, not being too vulnerable, because that is also, you need to be, you need to have boundaries with your vulnerability. Maybe something that I can touch on someday, but today I just want you to take one step towards the kind of life that you really aspire to live, and let yourself have that moment of enough is enough, because that is the awakening moment. That is the moment that changes your entire life. Awareness does nothing until it's coupled with action, and action can only come with the awakening moment, because it is actually your the stuck energy moving upwards and really, and in the chakra system, this is coming from the root and going upwards to the towards the crown and letting it ooze out, and you then finding yourself doing something different. Today is a very short message that I have, which is allow yourself to have allow yourself to have that moment. No, wait, there's a lot of energy moving for me as well. Awareness. I'm happy that you're aware that you have problems, but what are you doing about it? Having problems is actually a consequence of being human. We'll always have problems. Let's just make it clear. But we need to also move forward. A difference between a person who's living a satisfying life and not a satisfying life is that I choose to be aware and awakened to my problems, and I am ensuring that I solve my problems, not because I am all alone and it is on me, but actually seeking help from my source, the creator, from God or universe, however you define it, and also from people around me, because there are always people there are always people around us. This is one of the most beautiful concept that I found when I started on and when I started this journey is people trigger us, people torment us, people torture us, but through people is how we heal. There are people who are sent to us because we needed that, and then there are also people who will be sent to us because we needed them for our healing. People trigger us, but through people is how we heal. I hope you allow yourself to ask for help first from God, Source, Universe, and then ask God to send you those people so that you can heal through people. When you isolate yourself from people, you feel disconnected from everybody. You feel disconnected from yourself. So, connect to God, connect to yourself, and connect to people, because through people you heal. And also remember that you don't need to necessarily keep healing. That is something that I would love to talk about. Yes, again, maybe in some other video, because I really want to keep it short today. But I have had clients, and I always tell my clients that coaches will come and go. I am not there in your life forever. You are going to be in your life forever. And that's why I'm so bullish on the idea of inner work, self work, because when you understand yourself, you can also find tools that work for you, and you can keep using those tools forever in your life. You don't need to be on the hamster wheel of healing and healing and healing and keep healing. You don't need that. It's there are certain things that you need to heal really, and there are certain things that you have to live with, and that's completely okay. And I am not the person who will tell you that you need to heal from everything that you've ever gone through, because your soul has lived past lives as well. So how deeper can you go, and what is the purpose? The purpose is for us to expand our capacity and live life in the best way possible for us, with the best resources that we have right now, and allowing ourselves to receive the guidance from God, source, universe, to keep moving and fulfilling the mission that we were sent for here on earth. Okay, so this is the code for day 13. I hope you allow yourself to live the life that you always that you keep dreaming of. You can do that by taking the right action. Awareness does nothing until you take action. So I hope you take action. I will see you tomorrow.